Mom, Chills is literally making beats again.
Mom told you about this side.
And what she say?
It could get ugly.
Yeah.
It's a boy from the
East side, east side, east side, east side. Yeah.
Mom told you about this side.
And what she say?
It could get ugly.
Yeah.
I'm just a boy from the
East side, east side, east side. 1980819 Pontiac General. Day of the birth of a small city general. To keep it brief, till I was 6 or 7, moved around. Never left District 7 on Wall Street, that stopped. Now that's a block. Stayed at the bottom, but it was pumped at the top. I stopped playing kill 'em with the Stewarts and Tates. Started rolling with them niggas that was moving away. Thought I'd take the long way, walking the Millers. Say what's up to the... Yo, what's going on? Welcome to Vader Vision. I am the host, Binks Vader, lightsaber to the face of all of the haters. If you didn't understood, you understood now, man. Welcome back. Auburn Luther King, now available on all streaming platforms. Make sure you tap in and run them numbers up. Stream that Spotify, Tidal, YouTube Music, Apple Music, iTunes, all of that. You can go ahead and tap in with that. But that's not what we're here for today. Today, this is episode 4 of a series that I introduced to Vader Vision. This series is called Who's for Pontiac. Now, on Who's for Pontiac, basically what we're doing is I'm opening up my platform to allow all of the mayoral candidates that are running for mayor in this year's election. The primaries are August 5th. So in light of that, I invited all of the candidates up to my platform. This is now episode 4. And, it's been rolling real good, man. I'm liking the participation we're getting. If you tuned in, man, make sure you share this. And also like and subscribe to everything Vader Vision. It's running across the ticker right now. To be that Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, X, which is formerly Twitter, whatever. Just make sure you tap in and follow Binks Vader. Vader Vision on those platforms. Today's guest is someone that I've known for a very, very long time, like since I was a kid. The guy I looked up to, the whole time I was coming up, a positive male role model in my life, as I was coming up as a youngin'. He knows me, I know him, he knows my family, I know his family, so we pretty close. I would like to introduce everybody to Mr. Mayoral Candidate, Mr. Mark Holland.
Hey,
What's up, Mark?
how you doing?
I'm good, brother. How about yourself?
Good, my baby. Thanks for having me on, putting this platform on.
Hey, no doubt, man. Thank you for tapping in to Vader Vision, and what I got going on. This is a platform, completely unbiased, and just for everyone, not only for us as voters to get to see who we are voting for and who we like and who we agree with or disagree with, but it's also a platform for you guys as the candidates to actually reach out to the audience and let them all know, what you're about, your spiel, your story, you know what I mean? So, the floor is yours, man. Introduce yourself, let everybody know, what's going on and, why are you running for mayor of the city of Pontiac?
First, let me just say to you, I can affectionately call you Brian. I remember you and my other baby brother, B-Dad, also named Brian when we was kids. And,
Facts.
You
Shout out to B-Dad.
Yeah, B-Dad at Cisco. And, shout out to Buffalini. Shout out to my boy Coop. Shout out to the Creek. Shout out to Freakin'. You understand?
Yeah, I'm loving all that.
Shout out to the Snowballs, John, Jew. Yeah, Julius, Mike, Earl. Yeah, shout out, man.
All that.
Listen, before we get started, I just want to let you know, give you your flowers while we're on this. I am a true fan, always have been, the Beat Mob and yours. But you guys got 2 videos out that I love, and every time I go out, I make sure that my family play One Crazy Night. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I was
Yeah.
just with Bub the other day. I took him a copy of he asked for a copy. Shout out to Keith Bubby Webb too, man.
Shout out to
That
Bubby
boy is a
Bub.
genius.
Beat mob shit. What's up, big brother?
Yes, sir. I went by and stopped by the studio, the lab, and took him a copy of the Good Brothers. Back with him was with Mark
Good
and
brother.
Dan. Oh
Yes,
man,
sir.
original
Damn.
music. Yeah, original music.
Right.
And so I just want to listen, man. Y'all keep doing y'all thing. Mac Myron, all you guys. That video, that young lady that's singing. Look, I told
Susie, shout out to Susie. Shout out to
yes,
Frank and
Susie.
Susie. The whole beat mob
But you
squad.
know, Binks, you know what I was amazed about was when I went by Bub's house and found out he started in his apartment.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But listen, man, I'm running for mayor. I've been in the city for 54 years the whole time. And I just asked the citizens, when you look around the duration we've been here, we are one of the few municipalities who have regressed. They've now taken our last money maker from us, which was the Phoenix Center. No one asked us what we wanted to do with any of our jewels. So I want to
Just
put some
did.
respect to our city. And running for mayor, you have to know budget, you have to have relationships, and you have to be able to bring in businesses to increase the budget. And so I've been on both sides. I've been a council person, and also was blessed to get selected as the deputy mayor, interim deputy mayor of this great city.
That's
I've
right.
been on various boards. And so what baffles me, Binks, and since we want to talk about it, they asked us, well, where Mark Holland been? I've been right here. Where have you been? And just because I'm not in your cliques and circles and everything I do, I don't put it on Facebook to say, look at me, it's my time to shine. Some things you keep to yourself, you do it from love from the heart. So when you question where I've been here 54 years, they never moved outside the city. Since my grandpa TC had the first liquor store on Jesse. You understand?
Right.
Jesse and what's that's that Rayburn. Yeah, Grandpa T.C. Holland, where my uncle was the first mayor, African mayor of this city. So don't ever question my loyalty to Pontiac and who I love. We family. And just
Right.
because we fall out, don't mean we fall off. Look, I'm telling you, my brother, I'm the only candidate that's running that's telling you I'm not going to raise y'all taxes. They trying to raise, you got to understand that downtown development,
There's so
where they
much that we
building,
got to pay for.
yeah, $240 million they for the move. Okay, that's great. But we got to pay for that. That's not an investor coming in, putting up new structure, and we can collect taxes off of it. That's something that we're going to have to eventually pay for, on top of if we renew the kids' millage next year, on top of they talking about the other candidates are talking about putting on a road millage. And my taxes just went up. Come on, bro.
Right.
We're not getting the bang for the buck. And my problem is I have no ill feelings to anyone running. And the problem with Pontiac elections, we get in our feelings. We get into who we don't like, and now everybody in their feelings with their candidate. Man, time out for that, bro. I ain't got nothing bad to say on any other candidates. Only thing is, with me, I have a plan. One of the meetings we had already this year, Coop, that's what I read in the Coop, and he was at this meeting. We had 2 this year. Well, at least $500 million said we ready to invest, but we don't like the way Pontiac does business. 500 million plus. That increases our budget, my baby. You understand? And when you increase the budget, you can do more things. All the promises that people are telling you, they are all social programs that they're waiting on somebody to fund. Everybody got a nonprofit. Everybody can tell you where to go get something. But why is it not being done? Show me. Where the success stories? I can tell you some. Beat Mob, Banks to
It's here.
Be, Coop the
Yes,
Real. You
it's
understand? And I'm talking about, not even talking about the politic part. I'm talking about family. That's
right.
success stories. Anytime you can make music, I can feel. I don't care what nobody else say. I don't care who like it. And that's what it is with the city. See, I call our city Insanity City, Banks. And let me tell you why I call us Insanity City. We're the only city that complain that we won't change. We're the only city that say we won't change, but keep voting for the like-minded people.
Putting the same type of person in office.
Same type of person for the last 20 years. And so what you do, start looking at their resume. Oh, you gonna build 1,000 houses here in Pontiac? Okay, we'll love that. But where yours? Where'd you build yours? Let me go see yours first at the model. And then I can believe you can do it. Don't sell me no pipe dreams based on somebody else giving us some money. Banks, we can take care of ourselves. I'm trying to make our money circulate around Pontiac 4 or 5 times for the leader city. You know how you do that? Start from the top down. As the mayor, we're going to control the contracts to look. You have got to mess with Pontiac people or got Pontiac contractors because they're going to spend their money in Pontiac local businesses. Look at Auburn Road. We all, not Auburn, I'm so sorry, Martin Luther King. We all are clapping for it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
but
about time.
how many Pontiac people you saw up and driving up when you was they was working on it? Who could you recognize? Back in the day, I can remember seeing Fuzzy. I can remember seeing my man. But now, these strangers taking our money.
Don't know these people.
Don't know these people. Who's stopping that? And that's been going on for years. So now, it's like the citizens got an opportunity to either continue with the whole same trick bag, and they've been put in the trick bag because, look, you can see it. I don't have to point it out. We done lost the fire, sheriff, water, parks, the mill dam. We done lost the Phoenix Center, community centers. Look, bro, I only want talking with a real plan with the community center. I was council person, legislative with my man Kermit, not gonna throw him under the bus.
Yeah, shout out to Kermit. I actually had him on the show. I had him on the show, and he had good things to say about you also, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Kermit. Man, come on, bro. He Pontiac. I don't dislike him or running against him because I don't feel like he can do the job. I just feel like I have a better plan and hit the ground running because I've been there. I've been deputy mayor. I'm only one that have both sides, but here's where I'm going with it. Shout out to Kermit. So we did the youth center. Street sweepers came out. Y'all came out heavy. Got it passed. When I came deputy mayor, I tried to get Ewart open. I had the banners up. We was ready. We had NFL with Sam Rogers. I'm calling out names. We had Tommy Hearns boxing. We had Lomas Brown. We had NBA. They was ready not only to donate, check fact me. They was ready to raise funds so it don't cost us. And then what happened? We go buy a building, which costs, to tear it down, which costs, to rebuild, which costs. And the EWA is still sitting there, and no one is giving us explanation why. And the kids still don't have nowhere to go. Shout out to all the churches and all the nonprofits that's providing places like Troy Crabb and Marcus Bowman and those guys, man. Shout out to those guys that don't care about the traffic cameras. Do it in any way. But at the same time, we are a $900 million city with a $42 million budget or 46. It goes up and down.
Nothing to show for it.
Nothing to show for it. And we've been putting in a trick bag. Everybody gonna come and tell you a song and dance. But I'm gonna go even deeper. Look at the east side. Y'all take care of Shirley Creek. Bro, I put porta potties out there when I was deputy mayor. After they left, they took the porta potties out of there.
Yeah.
I put the Perry Earl called, man. Put some porta potties. What? We put the mulch, Shirley Creek. We did that. We put the porta potties on the street so somebody can have some dignity. We did that. I put them at Murphy Park. We did that. So ladies can have somewhere to go. Time we left out of that office, this administration came on and took the porta potties. I don't see no porta potties at the creek now.
No. Gotta hit them bushes and hope you don't get a ticket.
Come on, man. And then you're talking about people that's been in politics for years. And look what they done. I'll give you another example. Oh, I love the East Side. Oh, I love Pontiac. Binks, tell me something, baby. See, I'm East Side. I'm Justin Street.
Word
Okay,
up.
what you say? Ask me something. We used to march on Jesse for Michael Speed. Explain to me why his park looked like that and nobody's doing nothing about it. And a man lost his life in there.
Yeah, true enough.
But I love the East Side. Explain to me, bro.
The Helm Street Park, Steve Park. We most definitely used to watch.
We had a building with no roof and no back for years. Either help the people fix it or either tear it down. It just got torn down after how many years, Banks? That's all up the street by Steve Park, bro. This is real. Ask this question. You see how our streets are potholed up, right?
Right.
Why would you put speed bumps that's rubber that you did take up in the wintertime? Now it's a mess. So now you got to hit the speed bump and the pothole.
And the
take a risk. Man, I just blew a tire, bro. Come on, man.
You are completely correct, man. On my mom's street, over on off Baldwin, they put them up there, and honestly, it's potholes right after you go over the speed bumps. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if y'all tuned in, man, shout out to everybody that's watching and paying attention and tapped in, man. I see we got a few viewers, man. Don't be afraid to hop in the comments, ask a few questions. We're gonna go through some questions at the end, later on. Also, we appreciate the support. We appreciate the support. And hit the share button, man. Share. All it takes is just a click. You can share. You hit the share button and get the word out right now. I'm offering my platform to introduce y'all to the mayoral candidates for Pontiac, Michigan, coming up this year, man. Go ahead. Continue, Mark.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. I'm just glad you gave us an opportunity to where we can kind of go uncensored and talk about what's real. Now we all know what's wrong. I'm pointing out the things that we first have to fix.
Right.
We need a real partnership with the Pontiac School District. We should not have two halves. Seem like city do their thing, Pontiac School District do their thing, and we need to bring that together because it's coming from the same group of people pockets. We need to run. If they don't want to do youth center, then we need to run some programs through the schools. Because I'm asking the question, where's the funding? You're still taking the money from me for my property taxes, but we have no building for the youth center. That's why I'm running for mayor. Where the money at? Where's the money for the youth center? Not the youth center, but the programming. Where's that money? Where's the Harper money?
Books. See where that money is, man.
It's here. Open the book.
It's here. We just can't see it.
I'll give you an example, Binks.
We need transparency, man. Whoever getting that spot, man, we need transparency. We need to
first. They got to understand the budget, understand the schematics of mathematics, and then they got to have relationships with folks that have the pockets to come help us.
Yeah.
Your man's Coop was one of them meetings where Dave Copeland came and gave us the plan of our city. And shout out to the county for at least having a plan for Pontiac, since then nobody else have one for us. My thing is this: y'all can pick who you want, that's fine. I see the popularity contest is going on, that's fine. But this is not about Mark Holland, it's about a team. I'm a family-oriented, team type person. Everybody know they role, and those that don't step out of it, things work like a championship. But when people start stepping outside their role, things are wrong. So right now, look around, bro. They put gates on the mill dam. Who puts gates on the mill dam? Bro, that's always been ours since I was a kid with the rocket ship.
Whose park
we should go up the top and get stuck at the top of the rocket. Oh, bro. Come on.
True enough.
Yeah. Shout out to Joe Sinclair. I'm shouting them out because, look, see, these are the people that we need to have better relationships with, who's opening up gas stations and eateries. And regardless of you and his business or not, at least he got the relationships to get it done.
Yeah,
I see Catherine Walker coming.
He's running for District 4 councilman, so shout out to Joe.
He's running for District 4. But this is what I'm saying. We got to get our feelings. We got to start taking out the popularity of who I don't like this person because of this. I'm watching the money. I'm looking at the charter that Kermit and Gill put together. It's horrible. This charter, let me explain it differently. They put positions in this charter that the city can't afford to pay for in the executive side. You got to ask this, Banks to be. I'm going to ask you a question. How it makes sense to you. You took 7 council persons, you made them to 6. You got to at large. So the at large got to run like the mayor and spend more money and get more signatures. Where the other 6 got to run districts, right? So say, for instance, the district person becomes the president of council. The president of council, like right now, Mike McGinnis is making $75,000 to sit up there to do what? And I'm a previous council person. So what are you doing all day for 75 racks, bro, of my money? And then listen to the caveat. This ain't even to still having meetings every week. You cut the meetings to every 2 weeks and gave the city council president a raise of $75,000, which is a $55,000 difference between the rest of the council persons. So the at large can end up making the 19,000, but he ran, and the district ended up being the president and getting the 75 racks. How is that fair? And you got council people right now trying to kill each other, putting tapes out on one another. So how you gonna make that work?
It got messy a few months ago, boy. I tell you.
Yeah, shout out to that Mel. But here's what's the messy part about it, bro. Shout out to Mel. I care who like it or not. Not defending her. The messy was who recorded it and let it leak.
And then put it out. Yeah,
it
was
out.
most messy.
That was behind closed doors, bro.
That was supposed to be in the chambers between the council people. I mean, I'm sure y'all had plenty of episodes like that the people don't know about and should know about, because I'm sure it's the war room. I'm pretty sure that some tempers flare and fly, but it's all about getting down to the same thing,
So listen what I get ready to say. So the same person who couldn't control that mess as president, we finna make a mayor? Bro, I was down there. You ain't never seen none of that going on. This is the first time we ever seen video recorded of Mike getting into it, Mel getting into it. This is public. This ain't no he say. Going around the internet. And stand up and listen, shout out to them getting into it. We wasn't supposed to know they got into it. So who let it out? That's the messy person. Who shared it?
Sure enough. Who shared it? Who shared the video? It's you. You the problem. People like you are the problem. It was none of our business what goes on in them chambers. We was not supposed
to get the business down. They tried to embarrass. That's what's wrong, man. We got to get out of that. We got to start coming together and work together. And listen, bro, again, I don't care who like it. M1, I hear about the noise. So what we can do, since they don't want to go nowhere, every time they have a party, we're going to shut down South Boulevard between Woodward and Franklin Road and have nothing but vendors and do our own thing. So by the time people get through South Boulevard, what? Come on. There's too many vendors scattered. Everybody, we're going to shut it down.
I like that.
Now, we shut down South Boulevard. Y'all want to have an event? Okay, we're going to eat too. Instead of giving us fireworks, as mayor, I want to sit down with the owners and say, look, we understand we're in a bad position, but how to get out of it, let's help these folks. They don't need fireworks. They need roofs. They don't need a couple tokens here to free tickets. They need furnaces. They need hot water tanks.
Front porch steps.
They need windows in this area.
Windows, yeah.
Get the love back. Who gonna initiate that? I'm the only person, bro, trying to get the pastors together to organize so when they do, they can use their parking lots for parking and offer shuttle service to the event where they can get some money too. You know what the pastors did? Come on, bro. And I love all the pastors, whether they like me or not. But that's facts. They complain about what they don't have. They complain about what was lacking. And then we try to get them together, then they don't show up. That's why I said we insanity city. We always complain. We're always upset. We always go to a popularity contest for mayor. And then when we don't get what we're looking for, but look at what we're choosing from. Come on. Y'all playing. Y'all playing. And that's why I'm not like, because I don't play. I don't have that filter. I don't know how to be political correct or astute to say the right things. But would you know what I do know how to do, Binks? I know how to send my people to go get it done.
See,
What's
that's
the
what we
difference?
need. We need somebody that's going for. We don't need somebody that's looking for friends. We need somebody that's about to stand up and fight for Pontiac to get our just due, man. You know, it's too much. It's too much. You know, between the Silver Dome and the Phoenix Center and now Amazon and UWM, like it's a lot of things going on in this community, man. That we can't. It should produce way more fruits than we are able to see right now. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Y'all make sure y'all share this up, man. Hit the share button. Please don't be afraid to jump in the comments. We just having a conversation right here with Mayoral Candidate Mark Holland, man. You know, so y'all hit the share button, man. Let's get ready to tap into this, man. This is important for the city, man.
Let me ask you a question, sir. So we talked about the youth center. We talked about the roads. And the bridge, we didn't even bring that up yet. But let me ask you, with all them things that's necessary, why are we buying Central for $12 million? And if you was going to buy it, I have yet to hear one person say, let's use it as a temporary community center for the kids until we find us a new place, until the new one's going to be built. They still not talking about the kids. So they don't have no money for the bridge, no money for the youth center, but $12 million you finna buy for center, for DPW. Come on, man. That's our fault. We keep electing people like this. And it starts back about 16 to 20 years. Everyone that's been mayor has not originated from city of Pontiac. Now, they claim they've been here 30 and 50 years, but you know, like I know, when you were born from somewhere and you go somewhere else, you can always come back home. So for those that's running that's not originated from us, they can always go back home. I got to be here and still see you when it's over with. I'm still Husky. You know what I'm saying? They got to go back to their home. They retired. This is home.
Word.
I don't know, bro. We have a plan. We have businesses that are waiting to invest to help us. Bro, there was an opportunity for us to get rid of Purdue and turn them into townhouses. And some of the people that's running from here turn that down and still look at Purdue. That's because you don't understand business, my baby.
Mm.
You don't understand business. The Purdue's still sitting. You had opportunity. And this, like I say, anybody listen, always call fact check on me. Could have been townhouses, graded. But they didn't understand what a
High
pilot
rises
program is.
over there or something.
Huh?
I said they could have
What'd
put a
you say?
couple high rises over there or something. Ain't no
Man,
thing.
anything but what's there now.
But
Anything,
you're right.
bro.
But the offshore that's right there.
These are true stories. Lakeside property. Project's been down forever. Shout out PJP
For a
and my
very
family
long
from
time.
PJP. They
Shouts
still
out to
ain't
the
done
Jacks.
nothing.
My mama grew up in the Jacks. My sister's from the Jacks too, man. Shout out to the Project Peoples, man.
To the
PJP.
Bonds, KP,
No life.
yeah, my fam, Chucky,
My
yeah,
nigga Body.
Junior.
Got niggas from the bricks too, man. I got niggas from the
Yeah,
bricks.
yeah, come
Man.
on, bro. They paying attention. I'm not hating on nobody, bro. I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about anyone personal. This is nothing personal. No personal attacks. I'm talking about what's out there that's not right. So you got people running for mayor who put together a charter that's already updated and outside it. That's crazy how we just go for the okie doke And then when it's there, we complain. There's no reason why we are the only community that they taking stuff from. And
Yeah.
all other community is growing. Now they coming down here putting what they want in our downtown that we got to pay for.
Shouts out to
Wow.
Marcus Bowman. He said senior living would have been good in Purdue where Purdue is.
Senior living. Shout out to Marcus Bowman.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my baby. Shout out to Marcus Bowman. Shout out to my baby Marcus. Running for at large council seat. Yeah, shout out to him. He, you know what? I'm gonna give him his kudos.
Try to get around to the council too, man. I'm gonna try to get around to the council too. It's a lot more of them, so it's gonna take a little bit more time to actually put it together. But you know, shouts out to everybody that's running in any type of for any type of position. So shout out to all of y'all.
Yeah. Marcus out there cleaning up behind people. Shout out to you, Marcus Bowman.
Facts. So we can get into some of these questions I got for you, man. And you know, if you're watching and tuned in, feel free to drop some questions in the chat. We'll try to comb over a few of those also a little later on. But first, I wanted to chop it up with you about economic development. First question I have is, what plans do you have to attract new businesses and create jobs here in Pontiac?
So again, we already have done that. We had the roundtable, part of the organization with MIP. Some of these candidates have been at these 2 meetings we've had at Crowfoot with, again, over $500 million that we have relationships with to assess to come on in here. Let's get development going. Let's get these businesses going. They simply told us why they're not doing business here. They want us to streamline our services. So instead of taking 90 days to build a house, they want to streamline at least 30 to 60. 90 days costs more money. Build one house, take 90 days to pull the permits. That's something that the city can control. Another economic development we can do, again, we have to educate our contractors, treat our contractors fair. Banks, the trust has been broken. And we have to mend that trust back with the residents, with the businesses, and the contractors. Say, look, there's a new way we're doing business now. So we need you to go and get our people that are willing to work. Get our companies here that's willing to lay asphalt, concrete. We have them here. Get our locals to come. I tried to, when I was deputy mayor, to get the plow truck, snow companies together to do the side streets. Those that's out there, Gerard Get Her Done, and those guys came to a couple meetings that we tried to assemble them to get our economy going. But lastly, I want you to understand how business was done in Detroit. We can use them as a symbol. You have to have relationships. So not only bringing in new businesses that we already have, like John Hanson, those guys, we are going to formulate a better coalition with Lee Industrial, UWM, and Amazon. We need those to sit down at the table with us and say, okay, y'all got all sides of the city locked up. How can we come together and help the citizens? Because I'm telling you something, after Trump's big, beautiful bill kick in, watch what I tell you. That's what I tell you, man. And I feel for our city because we have so much federal government and housing and subsidy that they're going to be hurting. And the problem I'm having about the economy is when Detroit got their money from Harper funds from Biden, they built a community center. Go look it up. We took our money and pinched off of it and gave it to our friends and family, and now we still don't have nothing to say what we've done with $37 million.
Nothing to show for it, man.
That's why we're running for mayor. Accountability.
That. Okay, now with that said, you know, it's to stay on the economic development. I also have another question. Is there a guarantee that, you know, with everything that's going on downtown, the building and everything, that the citizens of Pontiac will be able to, you know, be part of the redevelopment and everything going on down there, or will we be reduced to just being, you know, getting jobs and being consumers?
Listen, this is our city. Y'all tell me what you want.
We want to put some buildings up down there. We want people to grow for the future. People, the generational wealth happening right down there in Pontiac in downtown. You know, that'd be dope.
You tell us what you want to see. You tell us. Absolutely, man. Listen. I think when decisions is made, our people should already be included with no question. I feel like the water department should be giving us a decrease if they took our sewer, took our water, and you based in Pontiac, and we don't have no benefit from it. Who's speaking up? I get talking about economy, development, helping us as business, right? So our deposits as a city. So let's just do numbers. So say you say about 40 million, right? So say if a bank is holding $40 million of our money, right? That bank called Community Reinvestment Act is supposed to give that money and help us in the community off our taxes because we are doing business with them. Bro, that's not happening. Go on PNC and see if you can get some of that money, Banks. Let me know how that work out for you.
Good luck, man. They gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Call security on my ass.
Got another one for you. Now, this one might get me hurt, but I'm gonna bring it up. It needs to be talked about. Nobody's talking about it. So our garbage contract, bro, it goes by per stop. They charge per stop. Following me? So if we didn't tore down all these homes and we have all these vacant lots, why we haven't gotten no break or no reprieve from our contract? Because they don't have as many stops any longer. Why nobody bringing those contracts to the table? We need to revisit our contracts, find out what kind of savings we can get to renegotiate, and then bring in new businesses, bro. My goal is to take our budget from 42 to 43 million to 100 million. Now, with $100 million budget in a city this size, we can, what they say, we can ball. We can ball.
Ball out.
Ball out. But with a $40 million budget, and let me get it clear. I hear everybody talking about the 80s and the 90s, how good it was and what was going on. And I get all that, but they got to understand the budget was larger because we had General Motors to fall back on. We had the hustle and bustle of truck and bus, Pontiac Motors. We had these, so mom and pop, if they was GM, the hood was good, especially both parents worked in the plant. Those days are gone. Amazon, UWM, and Lee not hiring like General Motors was. You got to have skill sets to get in those places. General Motors was taking people from down south.
My dad worked at General Motors 25 years.
I tell you, my first goal, man, is to get these kids in some type of facility until we can get something worked out with these numbers. My second goal is to get these.
Touch on that too.
Yeah, okay.
We're gonna touch on that too. Next up, I want to ask about public safety. How will you address public safety concerns and improve relations between the police and the community?
Well, that's like a double-edged sword with that because they are contractors, and as a contractor, you can't tell them what to do as you could if we had our own in-house service. But I'm not going to throw them under the bus as far as the servicing. I would say I think they should give us some discounts on what they're charging us in the budget. I think if we had more to work with in the budget, we can offer more programs or try to assist. But let me get this clear. Our city at one time was ran by churches. That's why we have so many of them here. And the problem is the funding and the people are not in the churches to help circumvent some of these kids and they crime. When we were coming up, bro, we had to go to church. We had to do something with the Lord, even one on Wednesday or Tuesday or Sunday. And we supported churches. I'm not talking about no pastors, none of that. I'm just talking about how we grew up as a community. We had a community that helped us. I think right now our babies are lost. We have no community center. So if anybody's saying, well, I'm going to stop crying, I'm going to reduce crying, I'm going to do, y'all lying. You cannot stop anyone that's wrong.
Yeah.
Now, what you can do
is try to
prevent. You can prevent, you can try to respond faster, you can try to detect more. but you need funding for that. So the first thing you do, I want to either try to get the share contract either to decrease or find more funding, bring business here to increase our budget to help these babies with a community center, bro. It starts there. Like when we came up, we had 2 boys and girls club and all the community centers around time to go hoop, fight, box.
Summer
Yeah,
lunches.
come on, summer lunches. All that's gone. So the kids feel lost out here. They feel no connect. And then you try to say we need to run up on these kids that probably take care of their family. Come on, bro. It's real out here. Nobody running and talking what's real. You got a lot of babies out here supplying and feeding their families, however they feeding it. And then you try to tell them something. I'm trying to take care of the babies. Because right now, at the rate we're going, they're going to be lost. We're going to have another 10 years gone and nothing is being done unless somebody step up and say, that's enough of this. We need to do this. I don't care who like it. But now we got to eat because we hungry. And I'm like, Pop, I'll be like trying to get in, but that's that, I'm knocking on the door. The next thing you know, I'm kicking it in. And they don't see that's coming unless we change our way of thinking.
We are hungry. Please let us in. We are hungry. Please let us in.
Bro, and they're blind to see what's going on until they look at Facebook. And they be like, oh my God. What you mean, oh my God? What you mean? What are you giving these other babies to do? I'll wait. What part are we playing? You taking my taxes?
Saying ain't helping the kids in the future at all with it.
What? Who got a real plan? And listen, we have to learn how to send people to bring money, bring business, bring wealth that's playing with it. NBA basketball contracts are larger than our city budget. Come on, man. Come on, we gotta wait. We have to get out our egos and pride and popularity and who sat on this program or who's part of this nonprofit and all. Okay, so if you got all these nonprofits and all these churches and all these programs, okay, show me what y'all done. I'll wait. What's your name on?
Say what's happening with all of this?
Come on, man. I'm not hating. I'm just saying I'm here every day with you. Yeah, I'm still here. Now, I believe in the city. This is one of the few places that everybody is family, man. Everybody connected. And we get in these politics, we get to hating on one another. Bang.
That's where we need the most unity for real. As the city, we need a team of people fighting, not each other, but fighting for all of us. You know what I'm saying? So, hopefully, whoever, leads the next charge for Pontiac, man. Hopefully they assemble the right team and the council can work with them and everything can, start to map out and the city can rise, man, from the ashes like a phoenix. But we here on Vader Vision right now for Who's for Pontiac. I got special guest Mayoral Candidate Mark Holland with us, man. If you're tuned in, man, you got any questions, drop them in the chat. If you're watching right now, just take 1 second right now and hit the share button. That's all you got to do. You don't got to come up with no big caption or nothing. Just hit the share button so more people can be enlightened on what's going on. Moving on to education. I'd like to know, and this is where we're going. I would even like to get into, the youth center, talk too. But as far as education going, what initiatives will you support to improve local schools and educational opportunities?
Well, let me say this. Definitely with the youth center. So we already know my feelings on that. But I also believe in staying in my lane because they don't intertwine with the school district. But I also believe in relationships. And I believe the mayor and the president of the school board and the superintendent should be, I guess, closer than what they were. So can I give you some real talk?
That's what we're here for, brother.
So I'm going to give you this. One of the reasons why I decided to run for mayor, real talk. So when I was deputy mayor, and I was putting it out there, I called Kelly Williams, to try to do a partnership with the city and the schools. Kelly told me I need to talk to the president at that time. I'm not gonna call the president name out, but that person was the president. So I called him, we talked, and he spent me about doing the partnership with the city. Thanks to be, you know what he told me, reason why we weren't gonna do nothing? Because the mayor and them couldn't get along and they had personal problems, whatever the problems was, but we couldn't we couldn't do nothing with schools. True story. Like what?
Because inner beef but going on
Like,
between the council
I'm like,
and
beef, like that. I said, this ain't got nothing to do with me. You in a position and I'm in a position. Let's try to leave a seed here to try to help these kids. Ah man, I tried that with her. Okay. I still got
oh,
love for you, but I see
oh.
you and your feelings. Keep got it. I called the other president of city council. I said, bro, look, we're in this position. Let's try to, you on your way out. I'm on my way out. Let's try to do something for these kids. We got an epic time. So if I got all the celebrities, I got all the funding, all we need you to do is get the vote from the council and release the funding so we continue what we got going on here for these kids. Oh, they could talk about why you take the job, why you deputy mayor, where your contract at, why you over.
Bunch of stuff that ain't
Bro,
got nothing to do with moving forward.
I was talking about these kids though. Let's go. So we did it anyway. So we went over there and we took 3 or 4 people, the staff and before we left, that place was packed off Golf Drive. We did it anyway. We did it anyway. And so you say education, we stay within our preview. Working with the superintendent and president, we should have been working together monthly on initiatives. But to sit and say, I'm gonna go do this and I'm gonna do that, I'll be telling you a lie because that's not the mayor's oversee. That's the superintendent and the president and that school board.
Mm. And also, you know, as far as the youth center, how far are we? How far are we from actually having a youth center for the kids to go to and, you know, learn stuff and be productive? Because you know, I believe, you know, that the kids lost touch with each other. Back in the day, you know, they would do lock-ins at Howard Dale or lock-ins at Ewald or the Holland Center. And we all pretty much knew each other. And I think the kids got away from that now. So nobody knows each other. They don't know that the parents know each other. It's nothing else to do except get into a lot of negative things that you know aren't productive. So when will we be able to, you know, in you know hindsight, not saying that you know now, but you know, when are we looking at having a actual, you know, youth center?
Well, I mean, that's a good question. I have no answer for that unless until we win. And God see we get down there and see what the numbers look like, you know, because sitting outside looking in, you really don't know other than the
Right.
information that's there. But I will say this again, my record as working for y'all is initiative with these kids. And I've shown that, you know, even with the parks, it's just low hanging fruit that we missing.
Right.
But it's one of those ones. That's one of the first things on my mind, man. Like I said, I still got relationships with Sam Rogers Senior and uh, Lomas Brown, and you know we still got those relationships with and even with Isaiah and those guys. We threw them a parade. You know what I mean? Jackson, shout out to Indiana Pacers. We still
Word.
got relationships that's
What up,
willing to
Zeke?
come. They still doing programs here, uh, like summer basketball leagues. But now we got to collectively put them together and say, look, we need some help.
Mm-hmm.
We you know we need to go to Matt Ishbia and say we appreciate you allowing us to use your facility, but can you now help us get our own? Watch what he tell you. Same thing with Lee. Same thing with Amazon. Question should have been asked. Like, come on, man. You know, time out for the brown paper bag, I call it. Yeah, time out for that. Time out
So
for
time out for the
I got to
cover up.
pay the play.
What's
Yeah,
in
time out
that
for that.
bag? Okay, moving on to infrastructure. I'd like to know, how do you plan to address infrastructure needs like roads, public transportation, and utilities and things?
Well, again, part of that fund is coming from the state. Again, we have to increase our budget to even think about doing something with the roads. My plan is to get with these business owners who's thirsty to get in here and do business and see can we do a road funding for our roads, because some of these businesses should be kicking in anyway from the weight of the vehicles that's coming in our city. So we have to look and see if they're paying their fair share. But I am not for putting no road millage or anything of that nature on our backs because we are paying enough in taxes. I really believe, again, those that missed those two meetings we had at Crowford, those were multi-million dollars to billionaire people, and they are pledging to come and help and develop. Those they have administration that's willing to streamline services without the pay to play type of thing. They are trying to really help, and obviously they want to make money as well.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we need to increase our budget, even with local businesses, even with, I don't care what color, I don't care how tall, who you are. If you want to come in here and do business in the city, we're open. You want to come here and be professional in our city, we open. We need it. We not the same city when we had all these luxuries and we had a chip on our shoulder. We the city now that then lost everything. Not only did we lose everything, we losing home. Look what's
Mm-hmm.
going on. We didn't lost the
People
trust.
leaving, sending their kids to
People leaving.
other
Every
districts and
time I
all.
see uh on internet, I see something positive about a program somebody having, and I see something disturbing, and I see how people just hate our city, and they have a right to because look what's here. It's crazy,
Mm-hmm.
bro.
It
And we
is.
okay with it. And so we get ready to put people in positions who then showed you over the course of their life that they don't have those relationships because if they did, they would do it for themselves. Self-preservation is the number one. Think about it. Show me.
Yeah.
Like they asking me questions. I done showed you. I done put millionaires in the room already. I done built my home 25 years ago. I done showed you. I done banker 17 years. I'm a mortgager now. I've had a transportation company here. I'm not uh, putting anyone out, but just because you feel as though that you have a bunch of degrees on the wall and you're so sophisticated, don't mean you're better. That
Mm-mm.
doesn't mean it. You have to have relationships and understanding of money and business and when to shut up and when to speak.
True that. True that. Hey man, shout out to everybody that's tapped in, man, on Vader Vision right now. Hit that share button. This is Who's for Pontiac. We are having a sit down with Mayoral Candidate Mark Holland. Feel free to drop some questions in the chat. I got a few highlighted we're gonna get to after I'm done running my questions for them. And make sure y'all share it up. Follow Vader Vision on all platforms, all social media platforms right now, man. Subscribe to the YouTube, and if you're feeling generous, send me a cash app, $ Vader Vision. We up. Next, I want to get on the housing. I'd like to know, what are your plans to ensure affordable housing and prevent homelessness here in the city?
So again, to prevent homelessness, you have to have an economy with jobs for the people that want to work. For those that's homeless that may have mental health, that's something that we definitely have to tap into. Have to figure out how to get them the help they need. But
Right.
here's what I do know. I just told you that Purdue could have been townhouses. You got me? I just told you that lakeside property is still lakeside property. But then we get excited when someone come in and build a house on the east side that don't match the house that's next door on the
Next
east
to
side
it.
and be like, there you go.
Yeah.
Anything. Any other place, they're gonna make a the fascias at least go with that pattern. So for us, we have folks that are willing to come in and develop. A shout out to Regina Campbell too, from East Side. She's developing houses. So it's not always have to be a big mechanism for someone to come say, we're gonna do these houses. First of all, we have to streamline the process of the permits for them to do the homes. And then we have to have better relationship with developers. And then we have to encourage our own banks. You can build a house. Just tell them when you go get your permits, don't keep permitting you. Don't let one permit turn to 20.
Right.
Coop, Brian, Buff, Cisco, all y'all. I mean, come on, bro. I'm looking at y'all, bros. Y'all can build houses. We don't need to go nowhere else to ask nobody else to help us. We have enough talent in our own community to do it. Our contractors tell us what to do. We need to start telling them what to do. But the reason why they tell us what to do, because they don't see no movement with us, especially us men. We got to start doing better, showing up,
True enough.
coming together, and putting our money together and get out of our feelings. So, yes, I'm one of the John Hans is one of the developers I was mentioning about bringing the billionaires together. I told you, I think Coop was at one of those meetings. He's the one that had purchased the lakeside property, but he sold it. Point I'm making, he got the relationships with the other developers that come in here to develop it. Shout out to MIP and Ahmad Taylor. People gotta understand that Ahmad Taylor is a very smart young man in the city, and his relationships he have with the money, I call it. No matter what nationality and color, that man has relationships that respect him, that's willing to come to Pontiac and do business, not shady business, not we offer the dispensaries. We're talking about legit business, Foot Locker, big box stores, Black Rock. What about a hotel? We already got one on the west side, the north side of Pontiac. I'm talking about one in the heart of the city, where we have to have our own plan. You see, Oklahoma County has their plan for us. We can have our own plan, but we have to have money. And they looking at us like, yeah, we hear y'all, but y'all ain't got no money. We got the money. We got the bond rating to get this done. Y'all just gonna pay us back when we done. That's what you gonna do. What?
Penny pennies.
And we standing for that? Yeah, okay.
Say it's over for all that.
You'll see, bro.
Well, that wraps up any questions that I have. I got a question highlighted in the chat. Joanne Green asks, what is Mr. Holland's financial, economic, and management background skills? In management background, skills are necessary. Must have the educational and experience background. Mayor Tim has left Pontiac in a complete disaster. It's going to take a good educational and experience background to fix it. So basically, she wants to know what are your financial, economic, and management. But what's your financial, economic, and management background?
I've done 17 to 18 years in management for Co-American Bank. That's money. I founded my own business. It was called Less Mark at one time. That turned to Mark Transportation. Read that for like 13, 14 years. Was the deputy mayor of the city council of the city. Now I'm doing mortgages. But here's where the real answer comes for that question, Ms. Green. The mayor doesn't sit in the room and do the budget. That's the finance director's job. The mayor has to be qualified to know talent, to pick talent who then went and did 20 years for that field. That's the problem. We keep putting this piece over here and this piece over here. Now you have to learn this, but no expertise. So if you're thinking, I'm gonna go in and tell you, I'm gonna go over finance, I'm gonna do this, and no, I'm not that guy. So but we're gonna find the best person that know more than Mark, because if I'm the smartest person in the room, I'm changing the room. I don't want to be that guy. So no, we're gonna find the right person who knows finance, who knows BS&M system, who understands the budget, who understands when they don't give you an itemized budget, now you have to figure out between the departments and where it goes. You got to figure out between what's grant money and what's city money. We are $900 million city. We only talked about the budget portion. So absolutely, I sat on the finance committee as when I was council person. So, you know, what you answer you're looking for, do I have a lot of degrees on the wall to say, nope, not looking for it. I put my kids through school, through college to get those degrees to ensure I have my mind on business. I feel like I can make more successful being a businessman than get programmed to work for someone. And then when I do go work, I want to learn from them. So when I do branch off, I've learned on the inside, but it's never to be controlled. It's always to help and to expand. That's why I ran my own business for all these years. I took care of all these kids, and my transportation business was based on kids so they can get a good education. But that's a good question, Ms. Green. I do appreciate that. Now, as far as management skills, like I said, you have to. I give you an example. I use football analogy. Dan Campbell, go out, shout out to my Lions, lifelong Lions fan. Dan Campbell don't.
Grit.
Dan Campbell don't talk to all 64 players on the team. Dan Campbell get his coaching staff together to get the players to do what he wants on that team. And so we have to get our mind that we talking about Mayor, you're going to be over this. Oh, you have to have the relationships and skills with other folks that have pockets that's going to invest and uplift our city. And right now, we have no one to have that relationship because they are continuing to take from our city. You need someone that's going to stand up and say, look, I know that sound good. I know you the popular guy in class, but it's enough of that. They got to eat over here too. They need some asphalt over here too. They need their parks clean. They need to put the porta potties back. Something simple. Especially at Murphy Park, when they women be out there.
Especially at Murphy.
Especially at Murphy. Clean them up.
All the parks. But yeah,
open up the buildings for them. So yeah, I get it, you know. But as far as that, I have the skills. I built my home here, 2001 from the ground up. I took management skills, you know, and so I'm not a perfect person, but I'm just saying I know how to assemble a team, bring us together, and even the ones say like Big Blessed to win, and those that's running, don't go home. Come on, what's your skill set? What's your skill set? Well, come on, let's get it. But what we do when the winner wins, they be like, okay, y'all can go home. I got my own team set. Then they start putting people in positions that don't have no qualifications to be in that position.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna trap me to be no, I know enough to know if he is not telling me the truth. I can read charts, graphs. I understand budget. I understand line item and non-line items. Or ask my fellow council persons. Ask them. Oh, watching that money, your grandmama and granddaddy taught you how to do that. Look, man, like I say, I come with my little bro, man. I just think this league a little bit bigger for just a little bit too big for him. We got some things that I'm not gonna say that. Shout out to Kirby.
Yeah, yeah, man. Shout out to
Shout out to my baby.
Shout out to you, man. Also, in closing, is there anything that you would like to say? Anything you want? Websites, your contact information, just your last spiel to the people right here for the night. Let them know. Get out and vote for you, man. What you got to say?
I'm gonna say this. Listen, shout out to you guys. Shout out to you, Brian. Sorry, Brian. Shout out to you, Banks, for putting us together, giving us your platform. Keep making music. Shout out to Beat Mob. Shout out to Brian Dabney, Coop Real, Buffalo. Shout out to Cisco, bro. Shout out to Wall Street. Shout out to Stovall families, bro. Shout out to Stabber Cat, Terry Smith, and Rob, bro. Shout out to the whole East Side. Let me say, this is what this is about. Shout out to the North Side, South Side, and West Side. It's time for all of us to come together. I'm not gonna give you a spiel about vote for me. Vote your conscience. And be ready to live with it. But when they ask you to vote for them, do one of them side stuff and see, show me. I don't want you to talk with it though. Where yours at? And if they can show you how they done it, that's the man I want to follow who taught me how to fish. I'm tired of these people still giving me fish and talking about that's enough for you. So, and even if I don't win, I'm still gonna be right here doing and staying in my lane. Shout out to you guys, bro. Love you, Mr. and Mrs. Pontiac. Again, thank you. Thanks to B.
No doubt, brother. Well, thank you for coming on, man, the show. I appreciate it. Soon as I reached out, you tapped in, we locked it in, brother. So I appreciate that. Also, good luck in this upcoming race. Hopefully, I'm not done with this. So after the primaries, hopefully we can have another sit down, as you make that run to push, to become the mayor. So good luck to you in this election, man. I appreciate it. Win or lose, brother. Ain't nothing gonna change with me, man. I love you. And,
love you too. And I would tell you, I don't need luck. I need y'all support. You know what I mean? Followers you got. Look, I know who I'm talking to.
Right. Word up. Word up.
No, come on, man. Respect is everything. I don't care who like it or don't. No, as long as I get the love and support, we already won.
Yeah, well, you got that from me, most definitely, brother. And again, I appreciate you coming on up here on the platform, man, and giving the people that don't know who you are and what you do, or might think you've been missing, giving them, what's real. You right here, you're running, and hopefully you can become mayor of this great city of Pontiac, man. Big ups, man. I appreciate you.
Shout out, Rican babies.
Please believe it. So there y'all have it, man. That was episode 4 of Who's for Pontiac. We had mayoral candidate Mark Holland in the building, man. We had a nice little turnout. Shout out to everybody that was tapped in. Please share this up. It is not over. I still have some candidates that I'm going to bring up on the show. So, just share this. Follow Vadar Vision on all platforms, man. It don't take much to hit the share button. It don't take much to hit the follow button, man. This is something positive. This is something that I believe that everybody should be tuned into and tapped into, man. We're about to put another mayor in office, and I want to help y'all make the right decision for who's for you, who you feel can move this city forward, man. So again, I appreciate all y'all. Follow Vadar Vision on Instagram. Follow Vadar Vision on Facebook. Follow Vadar Vision on X, which is formerly Twitter. Follow Vadar Vision on YouTube, and if you're feeling generous, hit the Cash App, Vadar Vision, man. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all on the next episode of Who's for Pontiac. Dropping pretty soon, man. Y'all stay tuned, man. Follow Vadar Vision.
Mom, Chills is literally like the beats again.
Mom told you about this side.
And what she say?
It could get ugly.
Yeah. East side, east side, east side, east side. Yeah.
Mom told you about this side.
And what she say?
It could get ugly.
Yeah.
I'm just a boy from the
East side, east side, east side, east side. 1980819 Pontiac General. Day of the birth of a small city general. To keep it brief, till I was 6 or 7, moved around. Never left District 7 on Wall Street, that stopped. Now that's a block. Stayed at the bottom, but it was pumped at the top. I stopped playing kill 'em with the Stewarts and Tates. Started rolling with them niggas that was moving away. Thought I'd take the long way, walking the Millers. Say what's up to the